We here at GPX Japan are big fans of Sonic Frontiers. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it's a fantastically solid foundation that with some small improvements can be, if not the best 3D Sonic game. So today we'll be talking about 5 ways Sonic Frontiers can be improved.
Mainline modern Sonic titles have been a hybrid of 2D and 3D sections as of late. Sonic Frontiers is no different, featuring plenty of 2D action to complement the 3D spaces. But that said, there's just a bit too much 2D going on in the open zones. Sometimes you'll just be pulled into these sections, even if you didn't intend to be, and it can be tough to break out. Often you can just drop from the sky or go backwards and you'll be back to 3D roaming, but other times you'll have no choice and you'll be forced to complete this section. These type of hybrid sections work in the cyberspace zones in other Sonic games due to their linear nature, but it feels out of place in the open zones. A full 3D environment would make gameplay flow much better.
Speaking of cyberspace, these zones are supposed to be pulled from Sonic's memories, so it makes sense story-wise that you'd see Green Hill, Sky Sanctuary, and even Chemical Plant. But could we not get more variety here? We've seen these designs before, like in Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces. Add in more variety. It's nice to have the callbacks to the older games in terms of the level layouts, but it just feels lazy that they're reusing assets for this game. This is supposed to be the 3rd generation of Sonic, but with the previously mentioned 2D sections and Sonic Team continuing to reuse game level designs, it feels like they're not ready to let go of the previous generation just yet.
Having the ability to go supersonic near the start of the game is an awesome treat, and it flips the previous generation's concept of only having him available for the final boss on its head. These boss fights are a lot of fun and provide quite the challenge, but you can only play them once in the story, so why not add replayable boss fights? It was surprising that in the arcade mode that is unlocked, there was no option to refight bosses. Boss rush mode seems to be a thing that comes and goes in Sonic games, but it's something that should be in each and every game, given how great the boss fights always are, and Frontiers is no exception. Having the chance to go ahead with Giganto again or squaring up against Knight would be great, but having to play through the story again to do so seems a bit unfair.
Speaking of boss fights, the final boss, the end, seems a bit out of place in our opinion. For a game that goes for the epic almost right off the bat, to end the game in a shoot-'em-up style fashion, while slightly hilarious and maybe great for fans of the genre, feels like it doesn't belong in a Sonic game. Sonic Team missed the chance here to really give us an epic showdown that the game deserves, and while the QTEs are an okay compromise post-shmup section, it still doesn't satisfy the itch that Sonic fans have come to expect with battles such as Perfect Chaos, the Final Hazard, Metal Overlord, Dark Gaia, Solaris, and the Time Eater. If the end is truly the original big bad of the Sonic series, then it deserves a boss fight that matches that title.
While the boss fights are a lot of fun overall, there's a dirty little secret that can take them down very easily, and that is the parry.
The parry is a very simple move to pull off. Just hold down the button combinations and let it rip. It works in the normal open zones and against bosses as supersonic. It's extremely effective, maybe a little too effective. This seems to be the preferred way to take them down on a hard mode. If you do the parry, just rinse and repeat. A boss like Giganto will be toast before you know it.
The thing about hard mode in Sonic Frontiers is that while it does provide some challenge, they really could have pushed it to give Sonic fans a real challenge. Make a parry that requires precise timing and maybe even uses up rings if abused. This way you can promote different combos and it helps learn the game on a deeper level.
Even during regular Sonic gameplay, you'll find yourself literally floating in midair if you hold down the parry. Not only are you defying physics, you could take out almost every enemy this way. On easy mode, sure, let's leave it that way, but on hard mode, let's respect veterans of the series and give them a challenge. A more precise parry or limitations on it would go a long way in adding challenge to the game, while keeping the excitement factor up.
And those are just some of the ways we would like to see Sonic Frontiers be improved upon. Whether it's DLC or a full-blown sequel, we can't wait. The game is fantastic, people. Give it a try. And for everything gaming related, tune in to the best gaming channel on YouTube, GPX Japan. Please like, subscribe. Take care, everybody. See ya.